Out goes the car that was in second with Nigel Greensall. John Spears now at the wheel, the darker blue of the Mustangs, and then the metallic blue Adrian Flux liveried Brustang. The Brundle Mustang comes out, and that will have the Jimmer at the wheel, Jimmy Broadbent. Back with Sam Tordoff, and that is the Brustang. So that is Jimmy Broadbent right behind Sam Tordoff. So Nigel Greensall and John Spears' Mustang is
well ahead of them.
Aha!
Because of the additional time in the pits, because Sam Tordoff is an elite driver.
And Nigel Greensall's not? Is Nigel Greensall recognised as average?
No, because Nigel's sharing, his elite driver penalty was less. Sam's solo, so he's kind of got the worst of both worlds.
Gotcha. He's got the best of both worlds. He gets to drive this car entirely on his own, rather selfishly, for 45 sideways minutes. There is, I was going to say, Nigel Greensall, I don't mean that, I mean John Spears. Here comes Sam Tordoff and Jimmy Broadbent.
Julian Thomas also back in the mix as well, because it's him in the back of the shot there as they came on to was it Hanger Straight they were coming on to? Yes, it was. So he's come back in the mix as well.
Well, he's an owner driver as well, isn't he? So he's definitely what you would not consider as a pro driver, whereas Sam Tordoff, ex-British touring car ace, and the likes of Nigel Greensall, Jan Mardenborough, they are very much top flight drivers. in second, Jimmy Broadbent in third in the paler Mustang.
very appropriately for the first time in the race, because Sam's led most of it, we've got a Mustang leading the Pure Michigan Mustang Celebration race.
14 minutes remaining. Will we get a Mustang victory? That's a change of the lead on the Hanger Straight. Sam Tordoff goes by John Spears. The Flying Falcon springs by. So who is going to finish on the podium? Jimmy Broadbent, 4.3 behind John Spears. 2 seconds behind him is Julian Thomas. 2.7 behind him is car number 63, John Davison. So that could all close up. Thomas in third now, ahead of Jimmy Broadbent. We didn't see that happen. Sam Tordoff still leading as we watch this battle for 9th place. John Spears in second in the best Mustang, Julian Thomas in third in another Falcon, and then the next Mustang, Jimmy Broadbent in fourth. Julian Thomas all over the back of John Spears, and right with him is Jimmy Broadbent. So this is second, third and fourth. Pocket handkerchief time here. Two Mustangs with a Falcon in between. The Mercury Cyclone Comet coming towards us. Not quite as quick as the similar framed Falcon Sprint. Comes from the same family. Mercury, a sub-brand of Ford. Slightly different. It's a J-body. I'm venturing a little bit out of my depth here now, but slightly different machinery. Possibly not as well developed as this Falcon and these Mustangs are. Chatted a lot to Alex Brundle about building his car, and he said essentially you start with the Mustang body shell, you take everything off it, and nothing Mustang goes back on. It is all pretty much purpose-built. Final 3 minutes 45 seconds. Here comes the challenge for Julian Thomas down the straight. Falcon can't quite squeeze inside, but John Spears braked late and offline, and through goes Julian Thomas. And there's the opportunity for Jimmy Broadbent as well. He's going to try and put the same pressure on John Spears. Force Spears in the darker blue Mustang to defend. And then when he's gone in too deep or offline, try and go by him. And the same rules apply in real life racing as do in sim racing, of course, where Jimmy Broadbent's got so much experience and so much success, and he goes around the outside. You see him really working the steering of that Mustang. That's a great move. Don't forget, this guy is a relatively inexperienced real life race driver. They're closing in, or being closed down now, by John Davison, so this is going to be quite a sort out at the end of the race. Jimmy Broadbent ahead of John Spears and just starting to creep away, and in fact the more he can do now and leave John Spears to hold up John Davison behind him in the Alaman Racing livery car, the red and gold Mustang, the better it'll be. to go, so this will be the final lap. Sam Tordorf is already starting it. Julian Thomas in second will start his final lap in a moment or two. Then Jimmy Broadbent in third, and then this battle, John Spears and John Davison.
Davison looking to go up the inside at the loop, but John Spears holds the line through there as they go out through Aintree onto the Wellington Straight, both using slightly more track than was intended. Down the straight, chasing Jimmy Broadbent into Brooklands. John Spears taking a slightly defensive line. This might give a chance to John Davison to cut back at Brooklands, but no, he also, I think they're basically running out of brakes now at the end of the Wellington Straight. They're just having to brake much earlier than normal as they turn through Luffield. Jimmy Broadbent starting to disappear into the distance. Great drive from him and Jan Hardborough. Jimmy raced in the Praga Cup, which is a sort of a sports car style one-make championship for a couple of years, and won it. So he's got some experience, but as you say, relatively inexperienced.
Yeah, something with slicks and a bit of downforce.
Yes.
Neither of which are present on the Mustang. Should be a Falcon 1-2, it will be, but not by much. There's going to be a sort out. Second place does just go to Julian Thomas ahead of Jimmy Broadbent, and then John Spears ahead of John Davison. Sam Tordorf, the winner. Julian Thomas makes it a Ford Falcon Sprint 1-2 ahead of a sea of Mustangs in the Pure Michigan Mustang Celebration Trophy. It is Jimmy Broadbent and Jan Mardenborough, the digital gamers turned drivers, who uphold the honour of the Ford Mustang. Well, if that doesn't win them holidays to Michigan, I don't know what will.